Welcome back to another top whatever type video. This is the 20 good things that happened in comics and comics related in 2017, plus one bad thing I forgot. Let's start with the one bad thing I forgot, and that's the release date for the Punisher Netflix series. It just seemed like that Marvel just didn't care to announce the release date for this damn thing. Heck, there was gonna be a panel for the Punisher Netflix series at New York Comic Con. Now, this was one of two panels that Marvel canceled, and of course was about guns. Now, the first one had rightfully needed to be canceled due to the fact that there was a shooting in Vegas that happened just prior to that. The Punisher one did not need to be canceled at all. Why? Because it's something people want. People want to see the Punisher kill criminals. Yes, and they released a couple trailers for Punisher. But as for release date, nope. No one knew the release date for until 3 weeks before it officially came out. Wow, this was terrible marketing on the part of Netflix. I don't know who to blame. Netflix, Jeff Loeb, or Marvel Television. I'm not going to put the blame at the production team of the Punisher Netflix series. Yes, but yeah, it was stupid to withhold the release date for this particular series because a lot of people were looking forward to it. The series itself was really good. I think I did a review of it on my TV show review, but yeah, actually I don't think I did, but yeah, man, should not have delayed the release date for the Punisher Netflix series. Okay, moving on. Now to talk about the 20 good things that happened this year. Alright, number one, the return of the legacy numbering. Yes, this is something a lot of people have wanted to see for the past 5 years. People didn't want to see books constantly get restarted number one after like about 12, 26 issues, or even 30 issues for that matter. People want to see the nostalgic number coming back. And thank you, God, Marvel finally listened to the fans and gave us back our nostalgic numbering. The first series that got this was Venom. Though I heard this was going to be testing the waters. But I guess it proved to be successful because they pretty much had almost every single title that basically was a long running title go back to nostalgic numbering, with the exception of a few. The only ones I can think of did not go back to nostalgic numbering were, let's see, Defenders never got it, neither did Spider Gwen. For some reason, Marvel 2 when it came back, it didn't go one on one. For some reason, it just went number one for some reason. Yeah, but yeah, most of the Marvel published titles did go back to nostalgic numbering. That was a long running title, which got praised. I think the lowest one I actually saw was I think it was Iron Fist with issue 73. The highest was Amazing Spider-Man number 789. Yes, that was the highest one I actually did see. But yeah, so happy the fact that nostalgic numbering is back and seeing triple digits on a book. Yeah, last time people saw that, 2 years ago with the Candy XM 600. Yeah, it's been 2 years. And now we're seeing a lot of books with triple digit numbering. Okay. Number two, no massive amount of restarts. Number one, though we only had one book issue hit number one. Go back to number one. That was Guardians of the Galaxy, and that was it. No other book ever hit the restart button that was a long publishing. I mean, yeah, you got Falcon, Marvel 2, and getting to number one is fine. But those were new series. But as for long running series, thank you, God. This is another thing people have been complaining about Marvel for the past 5 years. The constant restarts. The worst it got was 2 years ago. There was some last year, but it was still kind of bad. But this year, thank you, God, Marvel finally listened to us and actually stopped doing that. Because it's stupid. Really stupid. Yeah, it's like, okay, we have this book published for a certain period of time, and, like, okay, we have this thing publishing for, like, 5 issues. Like, okay, maybe next issue 6. Nope, issue 1. Restarted. No explained reason. Because Marvel loves that number one money. Yeah, because Marvel's greedy. But this year, only Guardians of the Galaxy got that restart. That was the only one. And you know what it was? Because Bendis left the book. Alright. Number 3. The DC crossovers. Yeah, because every single DC crossover this year was good. Every single one. Superman Reborn, the Lazarus Contract, Dark Knight's Metal, which is still ongoing right now, The Button, Sons of Tomorrow, which has just started. I think that's it for crossovers off the top of my head. Yeah, I think so. Of course, there was crossovers that were during Metal, like Bats from Hell, and there was a crossover just before that, which involved, oh yeah, Gotham Resistance, but that was like tie-in crossovers. But yeah, a handful of crossovers, and they're all really good. None of them bad. No, Dark Knight's Metal is the first really big crossover DC's had since 2014, with Review finally concluded. Yep. But now in the case of our crossovers, we had one pretty decent one bad one, and a few crossovers that really meant nothing. These crossovers that happened this year did affect the books they tied into. In the case of Superman Reborn, mainly affected Action Comics, but at least affected something. Lazarus Contract actually had some after effects of it, which are still being affected right now. The one, of course, is slowly being sort of ending soon because, well, Wally West got fired from Teen Titans, went to Defiance, now he's going back to Teen Titans. Yep. And of course, you also have the Button, but though the aftermath effect was mainly affected in Flash, it was a little bit in Batman, but at least the crossovers meant something this year for DC. Marvel, about half of them meant nothing. Yeah, in the case of Marvel Unleashed, all it did was launch a new ongoing series that nobody wanted. Yeah. Sitting in a Tree, did this book affect Tales? Nope, it did not. But there was a few good crossovers recently, like Mojoverse. Yeah, the Mojo Ward crossover, that was good. But yeah, the DC crossovers were all really good and actually had good after effects. Marvel, by half of them really meant nothing. It just did it because they felt like it. Alright. Number 4. Batman and Catwoman getting engaged. Yeah, this was probably by far one of the smartest decisions. This is probably by far the smartest decisions so far Tom King has made on this awesome run for Batman. Having these two get engaged is a stroke of genius. Yes. And the fact that this is actually something that actually was sort of an after effect from the Button. Basically that the Flash of Batman Thomas Wayne wanted Bruce to sort of move on, get married, have kids. Well, here he has a kid, but he's not married. So he's gonna marry Catwoman. Hooray! I'm happy for it. Let's just hope DC doesn't screw this over like they did with the last time that superhero tried to get married. That was Batwoman when she tried to marry Maggie Sawyer. I hope this does not get screwed up. Yeah, everybody's praying to God that this does not get screwed over and say, oh no, we're not marrying these two. Yeah, I hope to God we're not doing that. Though, I know for a fact that Aquaman and Mira are engaged right now. I hope to God they get a chance to have an actual wedding issue for them soon. Yeah. But this, great job. And finally, an in-canon engagement of Batman and Catwoman. Because this is something's building for years. Now, there's been two alternate versions of these two characters where they've got married and they've had a daughter together. One, of course, was the original Earth 2, where they got married and they had a daughter, which became the Huntress. The original Huntress, not the Helen Bertinelli one. The Helen and Wayne one. Then you have the one recently, post Flashpoint with New Earth 2, and you have Batman and Catwoman. Don't they ever get, as far as I can tell, they didn't officially get married. There's never mention they got married. But they had a daughter, Helen and Wayne. And as a matter of fact, in the second annual, there's a possible future we might get a chance to see Helen and Wayne, though she becomes Batwoman, obviously. But yeah, this by far, stroke of genius, Tom King. Thank you for doing this. And I hope this leads to good stuff. Number 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Wonder Woman, and Thor Ragnarok being amazing films. Yeah, these 3 comic book based movies were really, really good this year. Though, I gotta get on mention also to Spider-Man Homecoming. But yeah, these films are all really good. They got good critical praise, made good money at the box office. Though I can't say the same thing about Justice League. But yeah, I should put on here. Let me do that right Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming as well. hmm Yeah, four really good comic book based movies. Basically, they're both with critics and fans. Yep, and for our year, it's been a good year for comic book based movies. Still, we had one basically that was kind of disappointed at the box office, but did make a good amount of money. I thought it was still a good movie, Justice League. All right, number six, and this happened just recently. Axel Alonso stepping down as editor in chief, replaced with CB. What's his last name? CB Sebeski. Yeah, this is something that's a long time coming due to the fact that Axel Alonso's dumb policies that he's tried to enact on DC, Marvel Comics for the past 6 years. Um, if you want to chalk up basically the whole thing of the massive crossover events and the restarts, the cover price increase, stuff like that, blame it on Axel Alonso. It's probably all his doing. But yeah, him stepping down is a good move on the part of Marvel because it's not that he was editor in chief for too long. I mean, 6 years is not very long, but yeah, he made plenty of bad decisions, and from what I've heard from other people, that apparently he likes to lie to people a lot. He keeps getting contradicted a lot in press releases. Though one interview I actually did read of him, basically, he was definitely sad last year when he heard about the passing of Steve Dillon, and of course he basically respected the guy very much, and he was very honest in the interview. And of course, they also talked about the editor in chief of Vertigo was a woman stepping down after a good period of time. But yeah, this by far is a good proponent of Marvel. Maybe we'll actually get some good storytelling basically going forward with the new editor in chief, which I think is going to start take over the editor in chief officially next year. Yeah. All right. Number seven, James Robinson returning DC Comics. Yep. Excuse me. After spending 4 years at Marvel, he goes back to DC. Now, in the case of the other ones, basically, in the case of where they left the company half bad, James Robinson, as far as I can tell, left on good terms with Marvel. Unlike with Brian Michael Bendis and Jim Starlin, it was kind of like bad terms in a way, but it wasn't like not as bad. But this was good terms. He went back to DC, and the first comic he did was Wonder Woman comic he'd never written before, and he's done a fantastic job with it. He just finished up his first arc, which lasted for 7 issues. Yes. This is by far a stroke of genius of him, and he's done a great job with the book. I'm looking forward to seeing more books he does in the future. Yep. All right. Number 8. Brian Hitch leaving Justice League and being replaced with Christopher Priest. I think a lot of people were like, hooray, Brian Hitch is leaving! And with Christopher Priest, we actually get good storytelling. And so far we have. For the past couple issues, we got really good storytelling. Not like mediocre stories where where half the time just like fight random monsters up almost the entire time. Whenever Brian Hitch ran the book, at least Christopher Priest actually has some good, interesting storytelling. Brian Hitch sucked at storytelling. He was good at character development, but he sucked at storytelling. And thank you, Gary Place, for with a good writer like Christopher Priest. Because the guy, every single book I've read, basically where he has written, he's written stuff on, it's all really good. I've never read a bad book written by Christopher Priest. Yep. All right. Number 9. Tom Taylor returned to the Justice comic book. Yep. This actually started basically with the annual for year 5 for Injustice. That was the first book he came back for. He didn't do Injustice Ground Zero. He did officially come back full time with Injustice 2, which is currently about 38 chapters, in which I think that's I think it's a little bit longer than the last set of books. I think this book, let's see, 2 times 30. I think that's like 19 issues so far. But yeah, that's probably going to release later in the future. But yeah, so he's been back in book now for a good about a year, and I'm looking forward to more stuff Tom Taylor is doing. But this is a good thing that he's done. Especially he's the one who started this comic series. Yep. Number 10. Image, Savage Dragon, Spawn, X-Men War, Bloodshot, Eternal Warrior, and the first Valiant Universe celebrating 25 years this year. Yep, this is actually one of 3 ones basically where they have good celebration. Yeah, this is great. The fact that this stuff is celebrating their silver anniversary this year. A lot of these like 25 years, great stuff. Image is still a great company. Put out good quality stuff, though they had a bit slow start basically with some of the other stuff, but Yeah, they pretty much have evolved, and of course, Valley is still pretty much around, and having three of the big characters basically celebrating 25 years is great. Especially since two of them have actually currently got ongoing series right now. Eternal Warrior doesn't currently have one. Apparently, whenever he gets one, he doesn't really last too long recently. I don't really know why, but at least Venditti is still writing him, which still a good thing for him. All right, number 11, Predator, RoboCop, Hellraiser, and Lost Boys, celebrating 30 years. I'm also going to bring up number 12, which is Will Smith, celebrating 50 years. Yeah, this is amazing. I didn't initially know about the RoboCop 30th anniversary until this past July. Yeah, and this is great. The fact that you have these four really big films celebrating 30 years this year. Predator still comes with comic books, but I think Dark Horse did a little bit promoting their 30th anniversary. But in the case of the other ones, Lost Boys, well, the only thing I can think of that happened was basically the guy miniseries picked up right where the original film left off. But in the case of the other two, Hellraiser, we got a reboot coming. Yep. I asked Clive Barker basically what was playing for the 30th anniversary. He never got back to me on it. Heck, I even asked Joe Schumacher. I asked the people who were involved with Lost Boys at their anniversary for Lost Boys if there anything planned for it. Never got back to me on that. But yeah. But yeah, these things celebrating 30 years, and of course Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, celebrating 50 years. Though the best thing for him was basically giving him an ongoing series that got canceled to 5 issues. But we'll get to something else involving Kingpin. It's also on this on this list. All right. Number 13, Jack Kirby's 100th birthday celebration. And thank you, God DC, for doing this. Basically, for celebrating Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. Stupid Marvel, basically, for not actually doing something for it because they did nothing. Nothing. What did DC do to promote Jack Kirby's 100th birthday? They launched Commando Challenge. They gave the Demon miniseries. They launched a series of one shots. Mr. Miracle got a 12-issue maxi series by the awesome Tom King, which is really good so far. As a matter of fact, it was a recent issue where that came out where twice in the book where Mr. Miracle Big Barda had sex, and after the second time, she basically killed two guys while she was still walking around her house butt ass naked. Yeah, which I thought was an interesting thing to see blood over the gorgeous naked body of Big Barda. But yeah, yeah, all this good stuff happening at DC, basically promoting Jack Kirby, like all these series. As far as I can tell, for characters that have ongoing series, none of them I can think of actually have one. But yeah, I'm glad the fact that DC did this. Just stupid Marvel didn't do nothing. Yep. All right. Number 14, the launch of the Super Sons and Black Bolt series. Yeah, Super Sons has proved to be a great title so far. My friend Timmy basically does constant reviews of the series, where it's currently, I think it's like 12 issues in right now. Actually, I think it's 11 issues. It's had one annual, and of course, right now, currently, it's part of the the Sons of Tomorrow crossover. And this is a great title, starring the sons of Batman and Superman. Yep. And this is proven to be one awesome title, and I'm really enjoying it for what it is. And having Black Bolt ongoing series, this is interesting, especially as the book is basically about 10 issues in, and it's really 10 good series. Heck, the recent issue that came out, basically Black Bolt came back to Earth being on our planet, and when he sees his son, he doesn't say a word to him. He gives him a hug because he's very happy to see his son. I mean, yeah, he doesn't get along much with his son, but he's always very happy to see him. And the fact everyone's so happy to see Black Bolt, despite the fact the royal family is off in space in the pages of Royals. Though we're finally gonna get the conclusion of that storyline in Humans Judgment Day. But yeah, two really series. All right, Batwoman, Marvel 2-1, Defenders, Peter Parker, this pack of Spider-Man, and the Secret Warriors coming back as ongoing series. These were by far great decisions on part of Marvel this year. Um, yeah, and currently, right now, recently, the Black Ops Woman just to celebrate its 290th issue. They only started this series just I think it was past June. Yeah, and it's proved to be a really good series. Chip Zdarsky doing a great job with it. 2-in-1 just started with it already released one issue so far. but I had to throw this one in because, well, it just started this year. Yep. Batwoman, I'm very happy the series has come back, and it's proved to be that it's better than Mark Andrego's run for Batwoman when it ended 2 years ago. Yep. Um, Defenders, Bendis has done a great job with the book, though his last issue for the book is going to be issue 10. But it's been one awesome series so far, and of course it was just meant to be a tie-in to promote the Defenders Netflix show. But the book has been great. Though they have not given a proper explanation of how in the world Willis Strecker has come back yet. Yeah. I mean, how in the world do you survive falling from a freaking skylight? I mean, why doesn't more Bendis retcon something? It's actually one of two things he retconned. The other thing was that he retconned the reasoning for Luke Cage going to jail. He said, oh, Diamond's playing in his apartment. No, Willis Stryker didn't do that in the original story. In the original story, Willis Stryker planted drugs in his apartment, not diamonds. I have no idea why Bendis did this for. And he's a huge Luke Cage fan. And yet he retconned something as simple as, oh, we can't say drugs, so let's have it be frickin' diamonds for no explained reason. I have no idea why, but yeah, they're all really good titles, and I trust what the writers are doing. 16, Resurrection X. Yeah, though in the case of now when Resurrection started, in the case of the Inhumans, there was about 3 titles launched at the start of this thing. That was Black Bolt, Royals, and Secret Warriors. Of these 3 series, Royals just ended after only publishing 12 issues. Secret Warriors ending next month, but Black Bolt is still continuing, no problem. So, on the Inhuman side, it's not been much successful when it comes to Inhumans. Because apparently Black Bolt is the only successful title of that particular part of Resurrection X, because, Inhumans basically aftermath of Inhumans vs. X-Men. So, Black Bolt is the only successful title of those 3. In the case of the X-Men, you have Owen the Wolverine with Owen the Wolverine, Owen and Logan, which are continuing basically published. And they're continuing no problem. Those 2 titles were launched prior to this initiative starting, and they're continuing perfectly fine. But for the new titles, X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue, Weapon X, I'm trying to think, what else was it? It was Jean Grey and Iceman. And Generation X. There was about 6 new titles. As far as I can tell, 3 of these titles actually ending next year. Iceman is ending next year, along with Jean Grey and Generation X. There's also Weapon X as well. And of course, we also have the launch of a new X-Men title, X-Men Red, who is led by the adult Jean Grey, which is going to be pretty amazing. Blue is going to continue, no problem, the next year. So, yeah, in the case of, X-Men's probably been a little more successful, basically, with their books than Inhumans have. But Resurrection X has proved to be very successful so far, in my honest opinion, because all the titles are good, writing-wise, though the only books that actually had sort of the weakest artwork has probably been Weapon X, when it started with Greg Land's awful artwork. Though they replaced him after the first arc, but they did also recently have a crossover with Totally Awesome Hulk called Weapons of Mutant Destruction. Yeah, which basically is going to launch a new title, Weapon 8, which is going to be the 3rd title that Greg Pak is going to do at Marvel. But Resurrection X, revisiting old stuff, bringing back Gambit. So far, it's successful so far. Let's hope it's not going to fail. It's only about almost a year in, but mainly put the X-Men titles probably are better selling than Human titles up. Alright. Number 17. Thor celebrating issue number 700. Yeah, I had to bring this one on here because this is an awesome thing to see, especially since this issue was double-sized, and Jason Aaron did something that the last 2 writers, when they had a big triple digit issue like this, where it's better than King X 600 because it's double-sized and it's not celebrating one writer's one. In the case of Silver Surfer 200, it's kind of the same thing. It's not celebrating one writer's one. It's celebrating everything related to Thor, teasing stuff in the future, stuff like that. This is something 700, a book like this should do. Not just respect one writer's one, which was stupid on the part of those 2 writers. Yeah, but yeah. Right. Number 18. Deathstroke and Thanos still being awesome series. And both series are out publishing now for a little over a year now. In the case of Deathstroke, because it's publishing twice a month, it has released 26 issues so far. Thanos has released 14 issues. And both titles are really good, though Thanos has changed writers recently, after issue 12, Jeff Lemire was replaced with Danny Costos. But still, these two proved to be probably the best titles at both respective companies, both with DC and Marvel. Well, DC, I think, Deathstroke is one of the best titles they published, and my friend Edgar, despite not liking much of Rebirth because of all the nostalgia fest, but in the case of Deathstroke, he loves Deathstroke. He loves this book. I do too. A lot of fewer people basically love this book. And matter of fact, I own every single trade so far released that collect issues from this particular run of Deathstroke. Thanos, I own any of the trades, but it's a really awesome series so far. Yep. Number 19. The Kingpin and Mr. Sinister appearing other books. What I mean by this, basically, in the case of Kingpin, what books he's new appeared over the years? Spider-Man, Daredevil, The Punisher, he also appeared in Captain America once. This year, he's appeared in the pages of Doctor Strange, of all things. Never appeared in that title before. He also appeared in Defenders recently, which was interesting. And of course, next year, he's going to be appearing in the pages of Old Man Logan. So this is definitely going to be interesting for him to do. Oh yeah, he also appeared, I think it was just this year. No, actually it was last year. Yeah, last year he appeared in pages of Thor. So yeah, I like the fact Kingpin has appeared more than just outside his normal repertoire. Mr. Sinister only appeared in the pages of X-Men books. Though he did also appear in Spider-Man X-Men, but that was X-Men book anyways. But this year he's appeared in two non-X-Men books. He appeared in Monster Unleashed, and he also recently appeared in Secret Warriors. Yeah, this is actually really good, the fact that this has happened. Yep. Alright, and number 20, and this is something that I love the fact this happened. Venom versus Kraven the Hunter. Yeah. This was the second arc of the Triple H number happened just before the current Venom Inc. crossover, but yeah, this is something that's never happened before in the past, and now this is happening. Kraven Hunter's taking this guy, and recently also, Kraven Hunter was also spotted in the pages of Jessica Jones shooting the Purple Man, which I thought was awesome. The fact that, yeah, I like the fact he appears in other people's books now. But, yeah, it's great the fact they fought Venom. So, yeah. So, that's really it for this video. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll plan more videos in the future. I do have a comic corner come by. I do have to finish a couple more books first before I do that. Rurouni Kenshin, I do have another part coming up for that one, but I really want to finish up season 2 first. I'm basically about, I have, let's see, season 2, I have 24 episodes to go, so I think I might finish it up probably today or tomorrow at best. Just depends exactly when I finish it. It's probably going to be tomorrow at the latest when I finally finish up season 2. Alright? So, see you all in the next video. Bye.